Why woke will lose? According to the Why Minutes. Well, if there are any experts on the word why, certainly it would be these guys. Our objective at the Why Minutes is to provide insight regarding some of the most pressing questions, specifically those starting with the letter Y, of course. We ask about how society works. We explore the underlying reasons, motivations, and philosophies that inform decisions, promote greater understanding, and advance a society dedicated to preserving and advancing freedom. Okay, interesting mission statement. Let's see. They seem like well-read, trustworthy guys. Let's see what they have to say about woke.
If I had told you 10 years ago that half of the United States Supreme Court would believe that men could get pregnant, you probably would have said I was insane. And
men can get pregnant. What do you mean? It happens. Trans men exist.
Yet, here we are. For the last decade, it seemed like there was no stopping the woke train. If you had a problem with your 13-year-old daughter being forced to share a locker room with a boy, you know, the sort of thing that any typical human being would have a problem with, well, now I guess you're just a transphobic bigot. And then all of a sudden, just like that, champions of woke like AOC are suddenly removing their pronouns from their bio, and the left is shifting their arguments away from trans and other woke issues to economic ones. But why? I mean, what exactly happened to make some of the strongest champions of woke get a little quieter about those issues? Now, one could chalk it up to Donald Trump's historic and overwhelming victory.
Because the Democrats kept on moving over and moving over and moving over further and further to the right. Because they kept seeing the right win, and they're like, oh, the right must be doing something correct. Let's change our policy to be more like theirs. Because clearly the people love their policy, right? No, you dipshits. The people don't even like the conservative policy. They just like Donald Trump because he has charisma, okay? He's not a loser like the Democrats are. Say what you want about the guy. He's in the Epstein files, but you know, his supporters don't think that he's a loser.
In 2024. And to be sure, that was definitely considered to be a repudiation of the left in general,
the policy,
but wokeism specifically. And when we dig into the numbers a little bit deeper, we also realize that Trump didn't just win South.
Oh, my throat feels so much better. That thing, oh. It was a tickle in the throat. Guys, oh, it's a miracle, guys. I can breathe. I can stream. You guys know what I'm referring to? That's a Fairly Odd Parents clip. I can breathe. I can fight. That's how I feel right now. He like turns into a big muscular dude.
He made huge gains with certain populations, specifically black men, Hispanic men, young men.
I am live.
Are we seeing a pattern here? Polling seems to consistently show that male voters, and especially younger male voters, are abandoning the Democrat Party in droves. It has become so obvious that Democrats have finally admitted to their...
Because Democrats suck at messaging to anybody who's not their own base and not even constituents, their own donors, right? The lobbyists, the people with the money.
Problem with young men.
It's all about money.
Of course, admitting a problem and knowing what to do about it are two very different things. And to prove my point, the Democrats' first attempt...
And that one family that one guy made up in his head.
...really reach out to young male voters was to spend $20 million and hire her as their ambassador to the manosphere. You can imagine how that went over. But with the left failed...
Okay, first of all, listen, I wouldn't expect her to be an expert on the manosphere, but it's possible. It's possible. I don't know her. Maybe she is an expert. Maybe she has good things to say. Probably not, considering that the Democrats blow at messaging to men. But, you know, maybe her ideas are just being sidelined. I don't know. I try to see the best in people.
To the manosphere.
Yeah, the Baileys.
You can imagine how that went over. But what the left fails to recognize is that woke doesn't require a makeover or a better ambassador. There's actually no saving it in the long run. Wokeism was always going to fail for two very simple reasons. One, wokeism is a manifestation of critical theory politics in the sense that it bifurcates everyone into oppressor and oppressed populations. And wokeism requires an enemy, and they made their enemy men. So essentially half the population. But
I'm men, and people like me. I think a lot of people like me. This sounds like whiny bitch shit to me. There are certainly people on the left who like blame all their problems on white men. You know, that happens, but that's not the majority or even like a significant proportion. Most people on this side of the aisle are just regular people who want to see the world change for the better, you know? Like, it's not, like, most of us don't have this id poll shit going on, okay? And the ones who do, and I know they exist, they're annoying. and I wish they would stop. But, you know, if anybody were to speak for the left right now, it would be me, of course, the elected ambassador of the left. And we don't do it poll for the most part.
Actually went a step further by turning every single mental health issue into a fundamental identity. The more mental health issues you had, the higher you ranked on the intersectionality scale. Now, what does that mean? Well, you created the most dysfunctional revolutionaries in all of human history and chose men as your enemy. Now, I don't know if the left has noticed, but it's actually really hard to fight a revolution, seize the means of production, eat the...
Donnie's day one promise to confiscate privately owned buildings if owners don't pay big fines, make assessed repairs. That's so based. But yes, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. If you don't make the proper repairs to your home or to any building, yes, the government should just be able to say, yes, we are taking this and we are, bringing it up to speed. Okay? We told you to repair it. You didn't. Now it's ours. We'll repair it for you, dumbass. Whether or not you get it back is up to us now. Period. Drop mic.
Eat the rich, or whatever other leftist Marxist slogan you are trying to carry out without the help of men. Wokeism, whatever it claims in theory, is in practice little more than a firm commitment.
Guys, do you not want my help? Just say right now, chat. I know that I'm a cishet white man, okay? Do you not want if you don't want my help, just say so now. Speak now or forever hold dying pieces. What do you think? You're one of the good ones? That means a lot. I'll sleep well tonight, thank you. I wasn't sure, but now I am. Okay, 1 parentheses, numeral 1, close parentheses, trans person has given me the green light. And trans people, are as woke as it gets right now, okay? Our little token cis... Oh, look, see? There you go. I dance on puppet strings for them.
Commitment to treating people who embrace mental health disorders, real or imagined, as if they are the most important members in all of society. But here's the deal. They're not. At least not if you want something that actually works. The whole charade began to unravel as soon as more men realized that they could literally undo all of this by simply ignoring and disregarding it. Oh, you're offended by my refusal to call you by your pretend pronouns. Tough. What are you going to do? Complain to the dean of the...
Okay, but it starts at the pronouns, and then it moves to the bathrooms, and the locker rooms and whatever. Trans women are women. They belong in there. That's their space too, So, again, it starts with the pronouns, and then you want to talk about keeping trans women out of bathrooms. If it were just the pronouns, trans women probably wouldn't give that much of a... But it's not just the pronouns. That's the tip of the iceberg, okay? That's the only thing that you guys throw around because it's the least egregious part. Trans people are systemically tortured, okay? I see it all the time, every day. It sucks ass. It's not just the pronouns. Please get it through your thick skulls.
University that the guy can't even get into because of his sex and skin color? Are we really supposed to believe that the people who lose their crap the moment someone misgenders them on their latte are suddenly going to rise up and impose their will by force? Not to mention the fact that...
What will it take to get through to them? We have to stop the money flow. The rivers of money pool toward them, okay? They live large on the grift money. The flow must be cut off.
Recent studies are showing that the whole act of identifying as trans or bi or non-conforming or a kitten is declining steadily as people...
Wait. This doesn't say any of that. A kitten? I don't see that here. Even the part that you blurred. Young Americans identifying as trans or non-binary in free fall, as experts pinpoint what's behind the shift. Here, let's take a look at this article. Exclusive. From men competing in women's sports to rows over pronouns, America has spent the past decade consumed by transgender debates, but the frenzy may finally be fading. Roughly 5% to about 2%. Trans identification is in free fall among the young. Well, it doesn't say why. Wait, it keeps going. Sorry. The problem, as I knew from looking at the data weights, was that they produced erratic results, he said, reflecting on where his data analysis went wrong. The confusion inspired Twenge to investigate whether Kaufman's statement that transgenderism was declining could be corroborated with accurate data. She turned the Cooperative Election Study, the largest academic survey focused on American elections. Twenge evaluated the roughly 1,000 to 3,000 responses the study received from those in the 18 to 22-year-old age range each time it was conducted from 2021 to 2024. The CES, primarily coordinated by Tufts University and administered by polling group YouGov, has collected data from more than 50,000 Americans every election year since 2006. Share of students not identifying as male or female. Okay, So it dropped from like 9% to like 2%. Between 5 and 10 to between 2 and 4. Went into the analysis with an open mind. I always try to be as objective as possible. Okay, it really is in free fall. We won't really know for sure if the reduction observed is permanent until 2025 data becomes available. So it could just be a temporary drop. Social and political factors could be at play. If greater acceptance led to increase, a decline in acceptance could have led to the decrease. That's all I was looking for. The national conversation in the US around transgender identity shifted in the last few years. From sports to bathrooms, transgenderism in America has become a controversial topic in recent years. Some nice trans people. Under Donald Trump's administration, gender-affirming healthcare has been limited and transgender people have been banned from joining the military. The controversy spans beyond the U.S., with the UK Supreme Court ruling there are only two genders. Individuals who have detransitioned told the Daily Mail that the new downward trend reflects a broader phenomenon. So now we're going to get the other side of it. We're going to get the detransitioner side. What's the stats on the detransition rate again? Oh, less than 1% by some measures? Got it. We should listen to them instead of the trans people who haven't detransitioned for whatever reason. I don't know why, but we should listen to them instead. There are way fewer of them. It's like a drop in the bucket compared to the entire rest of the bucket. But, let's listen to them. I'm not saying don't hear them out. Hear them out, but then shut them down because usually they don't help. Like, they're not giving you good information to ban the healthcare or make all these dumb rules. They call it social contagion, blah, 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 blah. So this article then gives both sides, okay? Why is he only considering one side of it? That doesn't seem fair.
Recognize this for what it is. A rebellion not against some sort of evil, corrupt system, but a rebellion against nature itself. The saddest part of this is that in this particular case, thousands of children who were chemically and surgically altered, many for life, in the pursuit.
According to Do No Harm, yes, the transphobic website, very transphobic. There were at least 13,394 gender reassignment procedures nationwide on individuals 17.5 years old or younger, with the youngest 7 years old. Gender reassignment procedure on a 7-year-old. If somebody can provide me that source, like that case, I would very much like to see the details. Because that sounds bad. Here, let's just see if we can find it real quick. Okay, this one's from July 8th, 2024. A new study found little to no utilization of gender-affirming surgeries by transgender and gender-diverse minors in the U.S. The study also found that cisgender minors and adults had substantially higher utilization of analogous gender-affirming surgeries than their TGD counterparts. Read, cis boys with gynecomastia. 90% of breast reduction surgeries that take place below the age of 18 are cis boys with gynecomastia, and we're fine with that. Why are we not fine with doing it for trans boys? What if you are a boy and you grow tits? Wouldn't that bother you? Wouldn't you want them gone? Give me a break. Give them a break. Specifically, let them break off their tits or cut them off or whatever. Like let them just do it. Let them do it. You let cis boys do it. This is what the transphobia is. It's a double standard. Stop this. So according to this Harvard study, it doesn't happen that much. And most of the time when it does happen, it's on cis people.
Pursuit of an ideological trend, which will one day be seen as one of the most absurd and bizarre cases of social contagion.
So I don't know what it's referring
history.
to.
So does this mean that woke is officially dead? No, probably not. But it's not ever going to be able to
as long
win.
as I'm alive,
and the
woke
reason
is alive.
why is simple. It's not just a rebellion against normality. It's a rebellion against reality. And more than that, it has chosen to make its chief enemy the very people you need to fight rebellions, i.e. young men, while championing the very people that are not capable of really running anything because their entire identity is rooted.
Yeah, shout out to men who love their tits.
In a complete break with reality.
Shout out to men who love their tits. We love our... Oh, people are going to kill me. Yamato. We love our Yamatos here. We stand Yamato and his gloriousness in this house. His gigantic trans mask rack. Say that 10 times fast. Busty boys.
Hi, thanks so much for watching and making it to the end of the video. I just wanted to let you all know that I love and appreciate everybody in my community, whether you can support me financially or just by liking, commenting, and sharing my videos. It helps way more than you know. That being said, I do want to give a very special thanks to my tier 4 subs, which would be Space Timid and Hot Take Andy. And thanks so much to my monetary subscribers from any of the tiered subs or anybody who gives me money in any form, including going to my Patreon shop, donating money to me directly. It all helps way more than you know. If you do decide to help me financially, you can get some really cool perks like early access to content, exclusive access to censored videos, also some really cool badges next to your name. Even if you can't afford a monetary subscription, just watching, sharing, and commenting on my content helps way more than you know. Thanks again, and I will see you all in the next video.